Hello, welcome to the Cousins Coffee and Cryptids podcast. The podcast for cousins, Will and myself, talk about cryptids, ghost stories, urban legends, and much more. How'd you like that? That was a good intro, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Professional intro. Professional intro. So yeah, I'm Brad. This is Will. To be honest, if you listen, you probably know
Hello.
who I am. You probably know who Will is anyway. Um, So forgive me if there's any sounds or anything that's off. I need to perfect it. So yeah, I'm Brad.
I'm
I'm
Will.
known as TipHerAFish, on Twitch and things like that. Links will be in the description below. Um, and you are Will.
I am indeed.
Hi, Will.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, Bradley. Nice to meet you too.
Totally haven't known you for how old are you?
19.
19 years.
Fucking how old am I?
Yeah, bro, sometimes I forget my own age, let alone everyone else's. Like, legit forget my own age. Like, I forget that I'm 23 tomorrow. By the way, we're recording on the 29th of October. We actually, we wanted the schedule to be every Sunday at 6 p.m., right? And this podcast is obviously more of like a horror theme to it, which is nice because the next Sunday is Halloween, which is the day after my birthday, and I'll be 23. I feel old. But yeah, this is gonna be cool. Um, so what is the podcast's purpose? I'm reading off a list here. Like I said, I'm brand new to this. I'm gonna turn myself down a little bit. So the podcast is it, the name it suggests cryptids, but that's not just it. We don't just want cryptids. If you can hear squeaking, that's my chair. Um, we don't just want cryptids, right? We want other things, which we'll go into in a
Yeah.
minute. But like, we had an interest in this for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So
It's fucking.
yeah,
It's
like we've
fucking
had an
crazy.
interest, and we had the idea for this podcast a long time ago. We just we were stuck in a name for like ages, and plus I wanted a new mic, which you can hear now, which is much better than my old mic. So the name is Cousins Coffee and Cryptids, as you can tell. Obviously, because we're cousins. Uh,
Are we?
Obviously, yeah, apparently. If
Apparently.
if this was an Alabama podcast, this would be an entirely different type of show.
Stop it.
But that's, we got the same. We
For
share.
reach.
Yeah, there's gonna be copyright issues because we share the same name as a porno film made in Alabama. Um, but the whole coffee part was, like the podcast coffee. Like I feel like they go together so well, right? Like, cause
Yeah.
like obviously right now I don't have a cup of coffee. Do you have a cup of coffee on you?
I don't.
Exactly. So I don't have a cup of coffee, and the reason is because it is like 10 to 8 at night.
Yes.
But at some point we will end up recording. Once we're into to the swing of things, we'll end up recording, like maybe in the morning to get it out the way, to start off our day. Maybe in the
Yeah.
morning with a cup of coffee, even if it is late. But we'll have to get up early tomorrow for work. I'm not working because it's a Saturday. Um, So yeah, that's pretty much no. And obviously, cryptids sort of went with the whole sea theme, right? We wanted the name that sort of matched. So, cousins, coffee, and cryptids, and it was cool. And I made a really cool logo, which has gone through some changes, but I actually really like the logo that we have now.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
But yeah, that's pretty much behind it. We have a real interest in this kind of thing, like in ghosts and spooky shit. If you want to put it bluntly, spooky shit.
Spooky
Um,
shit.
like that time when we were watching YouTube videos together on Discord, and you just typed in spooky shit, and it
Yeah.
actually came up with
Yeah.
some suggestions.
Decent video.
Yeah, it actually came up with some decent videos, to be honest. But yeah, like Will 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 Will's quite Will's quite into skinwalkers and
Yeah.
like Wendigo stuff, right? So like Native American legends, which
Fucking. That's sick. Not sick, but.
they're
Yeah.
cool, right?
Yeah,
To be
yeah,
honest,
fucking.
skinwalkers I think are the creepiest in my opinion. The creepiest of
Oh
things
yeah,
I ever read about or listen to stories about. I say they creep me out the most.
Yeah, bro. That's
Um,
fucked.
but yeah. So, like I said, we're not just talking about cryptids though, and I wouldn't say Skinwalker and Wendigos are necessarily cryptids because they're more legends, right?
Yeah.
Cryptids would be things like Bigfoot and Goatman, Goatman's bridge and all that shit. They're like urban
Fuck you,
legends.
boat man.
Fuck you, Goatman. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's pretty much the name. Cryptid sort of went well with the cousins and the coffee, so we decided that we'd keep it like that. But obviously, we wanted some sort of creepiness in the name to sort of suggest what kind of content we make.
Content.
Uh, so yeah, so there's a couple subjects we will talk about. I have a list. One of the top one is stories. Like we love stories,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite type of story? Would you say?
Favorite type of story?
Yeah.
Campfire stories and them type of ones are good.
Oh,
Like
really?
cabin in the woods type.
Yeah. Well, like fiction or like real life stories.
Bit of both, to be honest.
I like reading them on Reddit.
I listen to them. I do on my phone.
Yeah, like Lazy Masquerade and Mr.
Yeah.
Paranormal and things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those are good. I like those. But those kind of stories, right? Like ghost stories.
Yeah.
Like my favorite stories I'd say are probably Skinwalker stories from like Native American people.
Yes.
It's a Navajo legend, I believe. I think it's Navajo and Wendigo and Skinwalker are like the big two, right? So you have like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are the main big two.
well, they're the ones I always hear about. I'm sure there's
Yeah,
absolutely loads more, but they're the ones I
but
hear
they're the
about.
main ones. Yeah,
Yeah, like yeah, like Wendigo is, I think it's called Algonquin, I believe.
yeah,
Algonquin legend, and
yeah.
the Skinwalker is Navajo. When I think Skinwalker, I think like desert, which I think is
Think desert,
where the
fucking
Navajo reservation is, right? In the desert, like by the Four Corners.
desert area. Yeah,
Yeah, it actually cuts off. It's really weird how they've laid it out, but yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, like so on the list. Obviously, we've got like ghost stories, but ghosts in general, um, demons, paranormal, supernatural. Like this won't all be like real life stories. We'll read some stories that we find good and cool. Cryptids, obviously, urban legends, creepypastas, and theories. Theories I really enjoy.
yeah.
What's the
They,
theory
yeah,
that you 100% believe in?
mate. I don't fucking know. I don't know, to be honest. Really, there's not really that I 100% believe in because it's like you can't.
Yeah, I get you.
If you get what, like, I don't have one. I 100% believe in.
Yeah. See, here's one that I feel like is a really cool theory, and it would be really, really, really cool if it was true. Is that that Disney
The Earth is
Frozen
flat.
theory? Oh, the Earth is flat. To be honest, like I feel like
That
I don't know
one's
how that can be a theory though, right?
yeah.
Like
I
how can
don't
like
know.
no offense to people who believe the Earth is flat, but like how can that be a theory? I swear there's like more evidence that it's not flat than there is that it is flat, right?
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah! There's fucking loads.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out one day. We'll find out the truth.
Yeah.
But
I'll find out.
yeah, we're gonna go search.
How
That's
long
that's
is
gonna be
this?
the next year's Halloween special.
Yeah.
We're going to the ends of the earth to fall off and die. We'll live stream it so
We
you
are.
guys can see
Yeah.
it. Because if we die and fall off the earth, you guys aren't gonna see it.
Bro, but that shit on Live Leak.
Yeah, straight up. Nah, put it on Twitch. Straight up. Twitch.tv
Fucking
forward slash
yeah.
TipHerAFish with an underscore at the end, by the way. Um,
Wow, famous.
well, it's my fucking podcast, bruh. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you're
It's our
not.
podcast, bro. We can shameless plug wherever the fuck we want. Um, but yeah, you know that Disney Frozen theory
Yeah.
with the whole they
Yeah,
made
yeah, yeah.
Frozen, but in all honesty, I feel like that's a bit too intelligent for people to do.
Well, yeah, of course
Because
it is.
realistically, do people actually believe that Disney's frozen in time? Like he's
Honestly,
cryogenically frozen
people
underneath
probably
the
do.
Disney castle at
People
Disneyland.
probably do.
I mean,
There's people out there.
yeah, people definitely do believe that. 100% they believe that. I personally don't think I believe something like that.
Oh,
I
fuck
think it's
no.
cool. Oh, by the way, I think we should put it out there that we don't necessarily believe in demons, ghosts, and the supernatural things like that.
Yeah,
The paranormal.
until we get evidence.
We're more just interested in the subject. We're more open minded, right? We're like
Yeah.
we don't believe that it's 100% true, but we don't. But we find it interesting, you know,
Yeah.
like for me, Bigfoot, right? I don't necessarily think he's real, but there's so much sort of, I'd say, evidence, like like the feet,
Yeah.
and pictures
But
and videos.
they could be easily
Yeah,
faked.
exactly. But it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Which is fun for me. Um, but yeah, that I think we should definitely put that out there. Um, and our views on the subject would may be a bit biased. We may disagree on some things, and we may agree on some things.
Yeah.
But overall, we don't believe in anything specific. It's the same as religion. We don't believe we're not religious or anything like that.
No.
But if there is like lore and mythology behind religions and things, we'll be interested in it to read about it,
And we'll respect it.
and we will respect it. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
treat it with some respect. So
Yeah.
better put that out there. So how we're gonna do like every episode is we'll get a sort of subject, um, and we'll do some little research during the week before we record, make some notes, talk about the subject, and have a conversation. Really, it's gonna be laid out, but it's not gonna be fully scripted, right? So, like right now, we have it laid out. Subjects, introduction. We had our introduction. We introduced ourselves. I'm Brad. This is Will. We explained that. We explained everything. The subjects of the podcast. We're explaining that. These are potential subjects, by the way. We might not actually ever go on to things like creepy pastas or theories, right?
Yeah.
These are just potential subjects. Just to let you know, we're not just gonna stick to the whole cryptid thing, right? So the duration of the podcast, we're gonna aim for about 40 to an hour, right? So right now, this is only an introductory episode, so this won't be too long. Maybe like half hour long, if we can.
Yeah.
To sort of introduce everything. We might have a little conversation, introduce ourselves a bit more, but I'll get to the point. But that's how we're gonna sort of do every episode. We're gonna break it down into sections, and we will cover the same sort of subject more than once. Like things like ghosts, specific ghosts, or a specific legend, like the Wendigo. We'll cover more than once. We'll talk about
Yeah.
stories. We'll read a story, and then we'll talk about it and analyze it maybe, and just talk about it, and that would be fun. Uh, I'm a big fan of
Yeah.
using Reddit, so I'll be around the Reddits. If you recommend any Reddit subreddits I can go to, that's great. So yeah, we're about 40 minutes to an hour, hopefully. So why are we doing this, Will?
Just get out there, get some people to talk to about it and shit.
Yeah, like
I personally, I've been interested in cryptids, all that shit for a while, fucking ages.
yeah. Do you know what? I've loved cryptids. Ever since I was definitely like when I was in school and things.
Yeah.
I was very big on like the whole cryptozoologists and stuff like that. I thought it was cool. Well, cryptozoology is like, well, cryptid itself is supposed to be an animal unknown to science, right? Or a
Yeah.
creature unknown to science. So that's my interest in it.
Yeah. No, yeah. I get what you mean.
I think it's cool. That's the thing. It sort
Yeah.
of stems from like a curiosity for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, obviously it scared me more. But like Nan's house, right?
Oh, bro. Still fucking creeps me
To
out
be
from
honest,
my
it still
thing.
creeps me out. But like, so our Nan's house is supposed to be haunted, right? It's not just we feel like it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a thing that everyone knows. All generations, like our
Yeah.
parents, that like our nan and granddad, they sort of say it's like haunted. But as kids, it's scary because upstairs can be
Yeah.
really eerie by yourself. As I grown up, I
Because
sort
there's
of got
that.
used to it and I sort of just deal with it.
Oh, yeah.
But it
But
still scares me.
it's. Oh, oh, fuck yeah, bro.
It,
It's still fucking terrifying.
sometimes it still scares the absolute living shit out of me. But
Oh, yeah.
sort of grew out of it a little bit. But yeah, it's eerie, right? So like I'd say let's share our like sort of eeriest moments upstairs at Nan's house. Mine would be personally when I was little and our cousin Ed was in the
Yeah.
shower. I was in the middle room, and she had all those like stuffed toys, like the pigs and things, like all of
Yeah,
those.
no, yeah, they still creep me
But
out.
it's not even those, right? I was in those. Like I was little, so I used to like just literally lay under all
Yeah.
of them. Like I used to dive in them, like a ball pit. Um, but yeah, so and then I was yeah. So the door to the middle room slightly opened, right?
Yeah.
And then I heard creaking outside, and it was just me and Ed in the house, and I heard a creaking outside the room, and I literally just sort of cowered in those pigs for like 10 minutes before Ed got out of the shower. But I was like younger. I was like very young, and it was
The thing, me, I haven't had any really creepy stories there. I just
oh
find the
really?
house creepy.
What part of the house though?
Fuck upstairs.
What, the whole of upstairs?
Downstairs is fine for me,
Hmm.
but the upstairs, that's that whole fucking never, bro. Foiled my
See,
pants.
for me, I know it's weird, but I get creeped out by like pitch black outside windows. So, like my kitchen window, right,
Yeah, I get
faces
you.
my back garden, and at night it's like pitch black, which is it's kind of creepy. So when it's Nan's house, I like downstairs. I'm perfectly fine as long as like the curtains are shut. If it's not night anyway, I could be alone in Nan's house.
Yeah,
I've been alone in Nan's house before.
yeah,
I've
I
heard.
could. Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like I've heard like walking upstairs. The thing is, it's also an
yeah,
old house, so it could be the house
yeah,
settling, which I sort of grew up to learn that houses do that, which is what I think had
yeah.
happened, um, when I was younger. So I sort of see. Thing for me, right, is I can watch something and get really creeped out, right? Like when we watch stuff on YouTube, we get creeped out.
Yeah,
But then I go and watch like BuzzFeed Unsolved and watch how like nothing happens to those guys, and it sort of
yeah,
takes away the entire belief that something like that exists.
yeah,
It is funny, but it like sort of it makes me feel better. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
It makes you feel safer.
yeah, that's the thing is. I mean, but some people say that demons and ghosts only actually show themselves to you if you believe because it gives them the strength
Yeah,
to manifest. But I don't know,
yeah.
man. It's
It's still fucking
it's a bit. It
creepy.
is yeah. It's a bit. Creepy. I'm surprised you haven't really had an experience at Nan's house though.
I yeah. I fucking unless I've just trauma dumped into the back of my mind. I don't remember
Yeah,
any.
just dump that shit.
unless I'm just I don't want to remember it, so I'm not going to
Yeah, you're in
remember
like
it.
therapy in like 15 years,
Yeah.
and you just remember that one time something threw something at the back of your head while in the middle room. So our Nan's house, if you go
Yeah.
upstairs, there's 3 rooms and a bathroom at the end of the hallway. So you go up to the room, you're facing the hallway. You go upstairs, you face the hallway. To the left is the bedroom, a bedroom. To the mid, like right in front of you would be a bedroom. To the right of that is a
Yeah.
bedroom, and then to the right of that, right at the other end of the hallway, is a bathroom. I remember sitting in the middle room once on the computer, That's where Nan has a computer. And
Yeah.
you know those air fresheners that have automatic things that spray?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
they do that sort of noise.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I didn't know that existed. And I was sitting on a computer and I just heard that noise. Do you know what I did? I
You
ran.
fucking
I ran
ran.
downstairs. I shat myself until like like an hour later it happened in the living room where she has another one.
Oh my
And I was
god.
like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
that." So I went back upstairs onto the computer, and yeah, I mean, like, see that sort of stuff piques my interest when something happens to you, right? It sort of
Yeah.
piques your interest in things, and obviously we're in England. We do have like the old cryptids and the ghost stories, but like I'm very into like American cryptids and American sort of
They're a
urban
lot
legends.
better.
Yeah, they're more interesting. The one I
Yeah.
believe about England or the UK is the big cat one.
What big
You
cat
know the one
one?
with like the big cats running around, like panthers and well, panthers don't technically exist, but
Oh.
like jaguars
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and
Well,
things like that.
yeah, yeah.
I believe those could be
Yeah.
true because do you remember
So
back when I lived down in Maple Cross, right? There
yeah.
was Chorley Wood. There was a
Yeah.
big cat spotted there,
Yeah, I know,
and it was
yeah.
on the
It
news.
we
It was
saw
in the
it.
newspaper
We
and
saw
everything.
it. You know how we used to have the big shed at the bottom of the garden? We saw it on top of there. Well, I didn't. My fucking mum and dad did.
Yeah,
They saw it on top of there.
and yeah, see that's what I'm thinking is like
Things
it's I believe that
people were
happened.
saying it's yeah,
But
yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
spotted it in the cornfields near where I lived, and I'd be really cautious around the woods.
Yeah.
But
Fucking
there was
always
no reports of
surprised.
attacks or anything. I
Yeah.
think because it was more like
But
lost, right? But the thing is, these
yeah,
animals, like if they escape from zoos, they're used to the climate of the UK, so they can live here. Like
yeah.
where I live now in the zoo, we have lions, and I'm in the north of England. So if a lion can adapt to the north of England's weather, like they would live here
We're
if they got
fucked.
out, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Fucking definitely. We're fucked.
I mean, they say Scotland's like the final. Is it not fortress? I can't remember the word for it now,
Oh
but it was Scotland's the final sort of place for wildlife in the UK to flourish, right? Because we had like bears and wolves,
yeah.
and in Scotland we still have most of what the animals are extinct in England are still up in Scotland. So I feel like if they moved up to Scotland, they could live there. Like they could flourish.
Probably.
But bro, I'd say that was like because they're considered cryptids, right? The big cats, like
Yeah.
the UK big cats, they're considered cryptids sometimes.
Yeah.
So maybe that's our cryptids. And to be fair, that one was quite close to home for us because
Yeah, that was fucking near us,
yeah,
yeah.
it was literally in our area, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, your house creeps me out sometimes.
It used to creep me out,
Your upstairs definitely creeps me out. Although your kitchen creeps me out as well. Your garden when
but
it's pitch
why?
black and I go into your kitchen.
Oh my god, and bro, whenever yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh yeah, tell the story about
Not
tell that
now.
story.
What
That
one?
what happened? What was it?
When?
Was it the back door was unlocked or something?
Oh, bro.
Tell that story.
Fucking nah, bro. I was fucking okay. So I was on call with my mates, and my power goes out. So I call them on my phone. What the fuck just happened? I go downstairs. Bro, I didn't want to go downstairs.
Hmm,
I was shitting bricks.
I don't blame you.
Uh, so we go down. Well, I go downstairs. I'm on call. Uh, I turn the power back on. I look around the house. I see the back door's fucking open. The thing is, it's not wide open, but it's open enough for something or someone to get in.
I love the way you add something like a monster's in the
Bro,
house. Yeah, but
shh.
what if something was in the
Fucking.
house and you shut the back door and
Oh,
it's in there with you?
lad, he's fucking gone now.
Was the power still out when you shut the door?
No, I fucking turned that. I turned the power on. The things I didn't know. I didn't see it was open because the curtain was blocking it. So I went. I thought, fuck it. I'll go make sure the back door's shut. All that shit
Which
shut.
back door was it? The kitchen back door or the slidey door?
No, the
So the
slidey
slidey
door.
door. So that means the wind
Yeah,
couldn't have done that.
yeah. It was a fucking slidey cunty door,
That's a bit
and
creepy.
the dogs were up in. the parents' bedroom,
Yeah.
and they wasn't going downstairs because it's fucking they weren't home unless I went down to let them out, and I didn't for a few hours. So, fucking
Right, if I had big dogs like you, I would. If I had to go downstairs every time, I'd go downstairs at night by myself.
oh no, lad, I send them down
I'd be like,
first.
"Come on, let's go to the toilet." But your upstairs used to creep me out more than the downstairs.
Why?
I don't know. It's weird. I think it was the big bedroom by the
What
bathroom.
one? Uh, mum and
Well,
dad's used to be George's
yeah,
one.
that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I found was the most creepy room. But you know what? I'd only been in your toilet. I've been in loads, right? So Will has a toilet and a bathroom. He's very American like that. I think it's an American thing. But so I've been in your toilet loads, but I'd never actually been in the bathroom that much. I think I've been in there like 3 times in
Yeah,
my entire life in your
fucking
bathroom
probably.
because I've never needed to go in there. Even when I stayed around, I'd just
Yeah,
go home the next day and have a
yeah,
shower at home or a bath at home. And
yeah.
it's I think that's why it creeped me out because it was sort of unexplored for me. Do you know what I mean? And when Georgia and Sam were living
Unexplored
in that big room,
territory.
when Georgia and Sam were living in that big room, obviously I'd
Yeah,
never go in there because it's Georgia and Sam. I'd never need to go
yeah,
in
yeah,
there. So that room was a bit weird and pitch black, man. That big ass room, like big rooms when they're pitch black are creepy. Like,
yeah. And the thing is, it has a fucking a closet, and at the top there's like it's black, it's pitch black. You can't see
bro,
anything.
at least it's not one of those ones with the access to the loft.
That's it.
Yeah, the loft with the
Yeah,
fucking. Oh,
yeah.
mate, those I would never.
That's in the middle of the hallway,
I'd
bro. If
never.
someone was living up there, I'd fucking shut that. I'd lock it closed, bro. They can starve to death.
I'll
I'll
tell
go
you
find.
what
I'll go
though,
get a body
I
in
have a I
in a
have
few
a I
months.
have a loft, but I never really think about it because I've never heard anything up there or I've never thought about it. Like it's never
Yeah,
the idea of going up there doesn't creep me out. But the idea of
yeah.
the idea like this house sometimes has creeped me out when I'm by
The
myself.
idea of it.
Like bro, I was home alone once and it sounded like someone was walking upstairs in my mum's room and it was really creepy. And we've
Yeah,
heard that a couple times. Even my mum's heard that while we were both downstairs. Like it's really weird, but yeah, those are sort of like our stories, right? This is why we're so
yeah.
interested because we love, for one thing, we love being creeped out. Let's face it, we love.
Oh,
I think it's a
yeah,
thrill for us, right? We
yeah.
find a thrill in being scared. Um,
I shit bricks, but
yeah,
it's
it's like when we play
yeah.
Phasmo,
It's
right?
the adrenaline rush, bro.
Yeah,
It's the fuck.
like when we play Phasmo, and
Yeah,
it's like it's scary, but it's that adrenaline rush that goes through you when something happens. Like
yeah.
and your heart's pounding and your heart drops, your stomach turns and everything. It's like creepy as shit, but it's
You
fun.
hear a noise and you shit yourself, and your heart's going for a few minutes. Nothing happens between those fucking few minutes,
Yeah.
mate.
Oh man, don't even go there. Like, could you imagine living in America and one of the states where where Navajo sort of presence is, and you like hear stories about like skinwalkers?
Bro, I'd move.
Yeah, imagine. Or like you're in that area where Wendigos are supposed to be.
Yeah,
And like in America, sometimes people have forests in the back of like their back garden, right? Like
I don't
past
see
their
how people
fence.
can do that.
I mean, a lot of people don't think about
I
it.
would
Do
say,
they? They just don't
don't
think
get me
about
wrong.
it.
It'd be yeah, it'd be don't get me wrong. It would be peaceful. It would be something nice, but I would have to have night vision cameras. I'd have a fucking. I'd buy a sentry gun, bro.
Buy the ultimate edition of Modern Warfare and get those MVG
Yeah,
goggles.
bro. Yeah, fucking yeah, bro. I'll be going out, bro. No.
Mate, did you ever? Speaking of, I know it's really off topic, but did you ever get the National Geographic toys, like the walkie-talkies and things like that?
No.
Well, bro, they did night vision like goggles or glasses. They didn't
Yeah.
work for shit, but like yeah, it was quite funny. But yeah, I'd have to. For me personally, with things that I've experienced and things like that, with people I know, getting their house broken into, like Alex and things like that, I would have cams all over my house on the inside too. But the
Yeah.
cams on the inside, obviously, I'd only access if I needed to. Um, and I'd have like a panic room in my house.
Oh yeah.
And look, see, this guy's so unprofessional, yawning down the mic.
Bro, I've been working for
fucking unprofessional,
30,
bro.
40 hours.
But yeah, like
I might
that's
fucking
that's sort of like that's why we sort of got interested in this,
yeah.
and that's why we're doing it. Well, by the way, this entire section of the thing was explain the entire podcast, which is pretty much what we're just doing now is explain it. But where can people find us, Will?
Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok,
Okay, well, where can
SoundCloud.
people find the podcast? Yeah, well, the podcast we can be
SoundCloud.
found on SoundCloud and YouTube. So, SoundCloud will probably be released at the same time. We may change that, but obviously, YouTube will be 6 p.m. every Sunday, which, like I said, will be on Halloween, which is a nice coincidence. But
Spooky.
spooky season. But
Spooky.
yeah, so that's sort of why we're doing what we're doing. And obviously next week we're gonna have more of a discussion and more of a subject. Like we're not gonna keep up this whole why we're doing the podcast. We're gonna go straight into what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I can't promise you what we're gonna be talking about next week. This could be a surprise. So, but I think we covered everything, right?
So far,
I
yeah,
think we've
yeah, yeah.
covered what we've done. Like I said, we've done the potential subjects, things like that. So you can check out our links in the description. Both will be link trees. I think I need to put yours on there,
Yeah.
or you need to make it, and I need to put it on there. Like I
Yeah,
said,
I'll
we're
make it.
recording on the 29th. Be uploading on the 31st. But yeah, like, do you wanna got anything to add?
No, not this
He's
week.
very talkative, you see. But yeah, so like I said, if there's any like sound problems and stuff, I do apologize. It's literally our first time. I have been messing around with my mic settings and sound settings. We practiced, didn't we?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we did a bit of practice. But yeah, I think that'll be it. I mean, it's 30 minutes so far, and we're only doing an introductory episode, so I'd say we'd make good time if we had a proper subject to talk about.
We fucking aced it so far.
But yeah, like the stories about the paranormal, like Unknown's house, those are literally part of why we're doing it and why we're interested in it so much, and things like that. But yeah, I think next week we'll talk about a specific subject. There will be weeks where we will literally pick a subject that we both disagree on, so we can sort of explain it and talk to each other about it. Because it's okay to disagree. I mean, not in this day and age as much, but you know.
Dinner from us.
But we're gonna stray away from that kind of subject, I think, because not really into that.
What's your opinion on feminism? What?
Whoa, I am a feminist.
Don't start.
No, I'm a fem.
We're meant to be talking about that.
I'm like I know I'm a feminist, like in general. But do you know it reminds me of that that scene in the originals where Gia is fighting Elijah.
That scene. What is that scene?
And
Yes.
he says, "As a feminist, I refuse to say you hit like a girl."
Yeah.
Like I love that
Yeah.
line. I use that in like almost every day if I can, like in any situation.
You fight women. Is that what you're
Huh?
saying? You fight women. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
See what I mean? Like you can literally
Yeah.
take anything out of context. Did Brad say he fights women on the regular? Yeah.
Find out in the next episode.
But yeah. So like I said, we don't necessarily believe in this stuff. So we're not like trying to push belief on it. So before you like anyone comments like, "Oh, these guys sitting here talking about Bigfoot as if he's real," like, but we're not. We're sort of we're talking about it, talking about the subject.
Yeah, explaining he could be real.
Yeah,
the
like
proof behind it.
we'll like review some stuff and talk about stuff. It's the same with anything to do with there are going to be things that probably connect to religion. So that's why I've added that we're not tied into any religion, and we're unbiased for that which is good. But yeah, I mean, okay, we have some dark humor, and we're not those people that are like, oh, it's just dark humor, and make a joke that's offensive. Humor is subjective. And the point of dark humor is to make light of the dark situation, to heal, or to have to deal with the idea of it, right? So like, like I make jokes about, like my depression, things like that. Like that's how I deal with things, right? So that's how people with dark humor actually use it. But we're not gonna make an offensive joke and just say we have dark humor. So, like I'm saying now, we have dark humor, and we'll make some dark jokes, and we'll make the occasional jokes. We do like to mess around. This is a more serious episode because we're just talking about the podcast.
The start.
Yeah. So expect some humor from us, and like I said, it's going to be a conversation more than anything. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna aim for like 40 minutes to an hour. If we go over that, we go over that. It doesn't matter. We're not limiting it to an hour. But yeah, I mean, we'll talk about pretty much anything to do with paranormal and supernatural and stuff like that. If you got any suggestions, like, let us know. Like I said, you can find us on SoundCloud if you don't want to listen to us on YouTube. And this will be an audio podcast where you'll see a graphic in the background because I don't have a studio. Plus, me and Will live like 400 miles apart. So yeah, that'd be it. That's a long trip for a podcast every week.
Yeah.
So it won't. So you can tell Will's like on Discord with me right now.
Here.
But I think yeah, like I said, I think we covered everything. I think that's it.
Yeah.
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 I think that's it. Yeah. Drop us a follow on Twitter. Keep up with us. And me and Will can control the Twitter, so if there's any questions towards either one of us specifically, we can answer. But yeah. I hope you guys did enjoy. I mean, it's not gonna be like the most creepy episode or the most. What the fuck was that? Was that a burp?
No.
Are you sure?
I would never burp on camera.
On camera.
On video.
Wow. See what I mean by this guy is like truly professional. Holy shit. There's me like sorting out my mic, making sure I sound professional, like drinking so I don't get like a croaky voice, muting my mic when I move my chair. And this guy's like,
bro, you can't hear my chair.
Yeah, but you can hear mine.
Don't make me unmute, bro.
So I mute.
Bro, don't make me fucking get rid of the background noise so you can hear everything.
What are you using to get rid of the background noise?
Discord.
Oh, you got like a noise suppression
Discord isn't that bad, bro. Yeah. This is routed, bro.
Oh god. Yeah, I mean my mic does that for me a lot though. Because it's much better now, right? Compared to my fucking headset or my earphones.
Oh, fucking so much fucking better.
So, just heads up, this isn't PG either, so we will be swearing and things like that. Oh, you literally sent me what you typed on Discord, really? What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? But yeah, we'll be back next week. We don't know what we're going to be talking about. We may have ideas planned before and let you know if we do at the end of the episode. But I think we're going to keep it sort of like unknown, so people don't know what they're in for, sort of thing. But yeah, drop us a follow. Drop us both a follow on Twitter and the podcast Twitter, and on a SoundCloud if you use that. Just before we finish, I do want to give a little shout out to my friend Oscar, who is doing a podcast talking about his life living with a learning difficulty. Let me just get the name of it up now.
Bro, you don't even have the name of it.
NVLD. It's because I wasn't going to give a shout out, but I just remembered it.
Well, you see what he does.
The Twitter is at Life with NVLD, and he's got a he's got a podcast coming. His first episode is actually gonna be with a doctor that diagnosed him with it. It's gonna be interesting. So check that out. It will be on SoundCloud and YouTube, I think. Check that out for me. His at is at creating quality. But thank you for dropping by, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you later, alligator.
That was just cringe, bro. What the fuck? Nah, that's cringe. Say a proper goodbye. What is this,
Like
primary
what?
school?
Goodbye, guys.
See you later, bro. You're like that one
Guys.
teacher in primary school. See you later, alligator.
Well, yeah, bro.
By the way, I don't think Will should ever be a teacher.
Why?
Well, for one thing, you're not allowed to 100 feet within children, but you know.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah.
It's 50 feet.
50 feet. It wasn't that bad of a nonce. I get to go 50 feet instead of 100.
Getting that from me.
But yeah, alright. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.